Hello everyone, welcome to my classroom. I'm Neetu Ann Thomas, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Civil Engineering, SNIT Adur. I've been teaching you Principles of Management, which is being taught for the 6th semester KTU BTech students.
So today also we'll continue with the answer key. So the second question for the second series examination for Principles of Management was define span of control and list the factors affecting it. So as we've discussed in our previous lectures, span of control is a number of staff that report to a manager. And the different factors that affect the span of control are nature of work. Nature of work is when the work is standardized in nature, greater span of control can be kept. Such jobs require general instructions and will need very rare changes in addition. But for the post having work of frequently changing nature, instruction should be given each time, and in each case span of control should be kept low. That is nature of work. According to the duration of the span of work, you need to change the span of control also. Secondly, second factor affecting is clarity of plans and responsibility. So in organizations where responsibilities are definite and clear, officers have greater span of control. But where the policies and responsibilities are not clear, officers need more time for giving clarifications to their subordinates. So in such cases, the span of control should be kept smaller. So based on the clarity of plans, the span of control varies. Another factor affecting span of management is capacity of person involved. So while deciding the span of control of an organization, it is necessary to consider the capacity and ability to control their subordinates, ability to make decisions, experience, quality of leadership, grasping power, and power of command. Another factor is time. Time is explained when an executive can give the necessary advice and direction only if he has sufficient time for his subordinates. So when the number of subordinates becomes large, he will not be able to find a necessary time to meet all their needs. So it leads to a considerable wastage of time of subordinates who will have to wait for the managers to get assistance for him. So time is a greater factor in case of span of management. Another factor is geographical distribution. That is, if the subordinates are in different locations, the supervisor won't be able to get in touch with the subordinates when needed. So that is also a greater factor when you consider span of control. So these 5 points or 6 points you need to explain in detail according to the marks. So that is the second question all about. The third question was about the explanation for different organizational structures used in industries. So explain the different organizational structure used in industries. That was carrying 5 marks. So you need to explain 2 or 3 organizational structures with explanations. So in line or military organizations, there are different departments that are created, and under each department there is one departmental head. Here in line organization, authority flows from top to bottom and there is unity of command. There is the area of action of a particular position holder will be inside the area in which he is working. There won't be any shifting of responsibilities. So that is why it is also called as military organizations. We have explained in our previous lectures. So you need to write at least 5 to 6 sentences about each structure. And it's better if you give the block diagram also of each organizational structure. That will be more clear. In line and staff organizations, in addition to the line managers, there is a staff also recruited to perform specialized function. So in line and staff organization, the manager in the organization receives advice from these specialists known as staffs. Right. So the staffs provides expert information and help to improve the overall efficiency. Final decision is taken by the line managers, but staff will provide the necessary information or guideline needed for the line managers to take the decision. Right. So in line and staff organization also, authority flows from top to bottom. There is division of work and specialization also occurs in line and staff organizations. So if you draw the block diagram, it is more clear about the answer. Right. Next, it's functional organization. So in functional organization, it is one in which there are a number of functional specialists supervising the activities of a single subordinate. So the major advantage is that each function is administered by a specialist, and hence expert advice was available to the worker. The worker was able to do his work well because he could get information from an expert. Right. So that is about functional organization. You can add the block chart diagram also with the functional organization. That will gain more marks. So explanation of minimum of 3 points is needed for this question. Right. The fourth question is about manager inventory chart and the advantages and disadvantages of manager inventory chart. So as you can see, manager inventory chart or management replacement chart is simply an organizational chart of a unit having managerial positions being indicated and keyed with a system of promotability to each personnel. Right. So here the figure shows a typical manager inventory chart. The general manager can see where he or she stands with respect to the staffing function. The general manager's successor is probably the manager of production, and this person in turn has a successor ready for promotion. So supporting this person in turn is a subordinate who is ready for promotion in a year. So like that, you know what is the position of the different people who are working in an organization. That is manager inventory chart. You need to draw this figure also and explain what does the key points mean, like A, B, C, D and T, and what the numbers specify. Then you need to write the advantages and disadvantages. Advantages being it gives an overview of the staffing situation of an organization. It shows the managers who are ready for promotion, and those people can easily be identified. It also shows the future internal supply of managers by indicating who is promotable in year or once. Right. So managers who are close to retirement also can be identified, and preparations can be made for their replacement. So these are the advantages of manager inventory chart. The disadvantages being the chart does not show to what position the managers will be promoted, right? It just shows the current situation and it will not show to what position they will be promoted. The data shown on the chart are not sufficient for making a fair assessment of all the capabilities of individuals. So it takes time and effort to keep the chart up to date. So it's a great task, right? So that can also be taken as a disadvantage. Write 3 to 4 advantages and 3 to 4 disadvantages with the explanation of the chart. You will get full 5 marks, right?